is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us. Mask requirements continue to fall across south central Wisconsin. On the county level, there is still one in place. Dane County, they're in the green, and we are expecting to get new guidance next week. Rock County, though, just lifting theirs today. Our Adam Duxter went down to Milton and explains what this means for businesses that now have the decision to still require them or not.
Health officials in Rock County say this move is in direct correlation to the latest guidance given by the CDC just yesterday. But tonight I spoke with a business owner with a unique background who says it's about keeping her customers feeling as comfortable as possible. Since October, Nikki Olson and her husband have operated farmhouse finds in Milton, finding ways to open and grow during the pandemic.
We've tried to basically do anything and everything we can to bring in business, regardless of all the obstacles.
But even before opening, Olson was busy trying to overcome another obstacle, keeping people who had the virus alive, serving as a travel ICU nurse in New York City and Houston, among other places.
People were very sick, sicker than I've ever seen. People were dying left and right. It was just a very scary time.
But since then, the nation has made strides in overcoming the pandemic through mass vaccination efforts. And today, Rock County Public Health dropped its mask requirement because of that.
People will be able to be in contact with their loved ones and their friends a little bit more than they've been able to. It's very exciting. I think it's great to have this incentive to become vaccinated.
For Olson,
I mean, I've always been a very religious mask wearer.
It's a complex move.
So it's really hard. Science, personal beliefs, work here. I think for me, it's mainly just about being comfortable. And I just want to provide, a safe but yet comfortable place for people to come and shop.
Meaning, while she won't stop someone without a mask from coming in, she still encourages others who would rather wear one to do so, or for her to wear one to just ask. And as we navigate the next steps past the pandemic, she says using some common sense doesn't hurt either.
Be smart. If you have a fever, if you have any sort of symptoms, please stay home.
And despite Rock County dropping their mask requirement, they'll still remain in phase 2 of their COVID reopening plan, meaning things like capacities are still limited in some instances. The health department says they'll reassess that over the next couple of weeks. In Janesville, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Despite Rock County lifting its mask mandates, Janesville schools will continue to require face coverings for people 5 and up while inside district buildings. They say there are still several exceptions that are important to note, including physical distancing recommendations and the lack of vaccinations among kids. Trader Joe's, Walmart, and Costco are some of the first major retailers to drop its mask requirement. Despite the new CDC guidelines, businesses still have the right to require masks. For the moment, other retailers like Kroger, Target, Home Depot, and more are keeping their mask requirements, but like many companies are reviewing the guidance. On Capitol Hill, 34 House Republicans have written a letter to Speaker Nancy Pelosi asking her to lift the mask mandate for members of Congress, but it is estimated that only 13% of the representatives who signed the letter have actually been vaccinated. In fact, while 100% of Democrats in the House have been vaccinated, reports indicate only 45% of Republicans are. In response to this letter, Speaker Pelosi said the pandemic restrictions will remain in place until more members are fully vaccinated. Major League Baseball is letting some teams relax COVID protocols. Today, the league said nearly half of Major League teams have 85% of their players and coaches vaccinated. Clubs that reach that levels are allowed to loosen health and safety protocols. Just yesterday, the Brewers announced American Family Field will be allowed to operate at 100% capacity on June 25th. Well, getting a look outside tonight, it was a beautiful way to end the work week, but there is a chance for rain overnight and this weekend, and we do need it. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has our certified most accurate forecast. Dana.
We do need that little bit of rain. In fact, it'd be nice if we could pick up just a little more, but it does look like we'll have some light showers developing overnight, mainly closer to midnight for for Madison and as we head into Saturday morning. Here's a look at our Doppler track right now. We've already seen some showers build in for areas west of Dane County. Looks like the very western edge of Dane County could be seeing some light showers currently, but I can tell you back on the patio right now, things overall are pretty quiet for us. And certainly no lightning mixed into this, so the thunderstorm chances just not there for us overnight. More heading into early Saturday morning. Temperature-wise, we're close to 60 degrees because of that cloud coverage tonight. I think our temperatures are going to hold pretty steady, and that means it's much more mild outside compared to where we were at this time last night. Last night we dropped to the upper 30s. Tonight it looks like our temperatures will only fall into the mid 40s. Wind speeds will stay pretty calm. Notice that direction though coming from the southwest, so that's warmer air building in for us. Tomorrow it won't be quite as mild outside because we will have a mostly cloudy sky. Some shower chances and isolated thunderstorms possible mainly early in the day, and then just a slight chance heading into the evening. We'll see the low 60s for tomorrow, but by Sunday we're back closer to 70 degrees and stretching through all of next week. Temperatures will trend above average into the following weekend. We'll take a closer look at your Fulton day though in just a few minutes.
One person has died after crashing their motorcycle this afternoon on I-3990 near Madison. The single vehicle crash happened near the off-ramp to eastbound Highway 12, which is right by Yahara Hills Golf Course. We're told the person who died is the driver. State Patrol officials say the crash is still under investigation. 2 were hospitalized for minor injuries after a car drove through a business this morning in Sun Prairie. This happened just after 11 o'clock at Prairie Jewelers on West Main Street. Officers say that 2 people needed to be extricated from their vehicle after it hit a building. 2 other people were stuck inside the building. Those people made it out and they were not hurt. We have incredible video out of Louisville tonight. 3 police officers are being commended for rescuing 2 people from burning vehicles right on I-65. This all started when a car that was already pulled over on the interstate was rear-ended by another driver. That set both vehicles on fire. The officers were on the scene within minutes and found both drivers unresponsive. So they broke the windows on both vehicles and pulled them out. According to police, both drivers were rescued just minutes before an explosion that engulfed both vehicles. 1 of 3 teens injured in a Beloit shooting last night has been released from the hospital, and as of this morning, the other 2 were still being treated for their injuries but are expected to be okay. This shooting happened around 5:15 last night on Nelson Avenue near Beloit Grocery and Riverside Church. Anyone with information is urged to contact Beloit Police. 2 defense attorneys for the local teenager accused of killing his girlfriend's parents last March are quitting the case. Today, the attorneys told a Dane County judge that a conflict had come up in their representation of Kari Sanford. The 19-year-old is charged with 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, party to a crime in the deaths of Dr. Beth Potter and her husband, Robin Kari. 2 other lawyers also quit last year. Sanford's trial is set to begin in October. Governor Tony Evers signed a bill designating today as Hmong Lao Veterans Day. The bill was signed to recognize Southeast Asians, Americans, and their allies who served or died in the secret war in Laos during the Vietnam War. The governor also ordered flags to be flown at half-staff today. A handful of officers with the UW Police Department getting new hairdos today in support of the St. Baldrick's Foundation. 5 officers, as well as some student athletes, shaved their heads to raise awareness and much-needed funds for pediatric cancer.
One of the things that St. Baldrick's likes to do is show kids that they're not alone in this fight. So regardless if you have a crew cut or you have a mullet, just shaving your head, it's the symbolism behind it that we're going to stand with you.
The St. Baldrick's event happens every year and raises thousands of dollars for cancer research. The Arkansas Department of Transportation says damage to the I-40 Mississippi River Bridge was first discovered 2 years ago, and the bridge was shut down Tuesday for emergency repairs after officials discovered a crack during a routine inspection. A DOT spokesperson says the evidence was spotted on drone footage all the way back in 2019. Today, the U.S. Coast Guard reopened the river to all traffic underneath the bridge. There were 62 vessels and more than 1,000 barges waiting to pass through. The Golden Ray, the massive cargo ship that capsized in the St. Simons Sound 2 years ago, has caught fire as crews are still working to remove it. Dark plumes of smoke can be seen bellowing from what remains of the ship as fireboats work to put out the flames. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources said all personnel have been evacuated and there are no injuries. The cargo ship was carrying more than 4,000 vehicles when it overturned in 2019. Crews have been working to slowly dismember it and remove it from the water ever since. And another cargo ship fire today, this one off the coast of California. The U.S. Coast Guard says it responded to the report of a fire aboard this ship about 50 miles west of Monterey. The ship contacted the Coast Guard just before 5 a.m. to report an engine fire on board, so they launched the Cutter Sockeye crew to assess the situation along with 2 helicopter crews. 24 people were on board the container ship at the time of the fire and no injuries were reported. Well, one man is in custody after approaching the main gate at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland and telling guards he had a bomb in his car. A base spokesperson says base security forces personnel shut down the main gate and cleared the area of all personnel. The individual was taken into custody and questioned as an explosive ordnance disposal airman and military robot were used to examine the car. A bomb-sniffing military dog also swept the vehicle but did not find any explosives. Today, lawmakers announced a deal between Democrat and Republican leaders to create an independent commission to study the January 6th insurrection. The commission will include a 10-member panel with half appointed by Democratic congressional leaders, including the chair, and half by Republicans, including the vice chair. The panel will have the power to issue subpoenas if they are signed off by both the chair and vice chair. And new tonight, China says it has successfully landed its first spacecraft on Mars, becoming just the second country in the world to do so behind the U.S. The rover had been orbiting the planet for several months and tonight successfully touched down. Few details about the mission have been made public, but the Mars probe and its accompanying rover are designed to map the surface and search for signs of life. Still ahead tonight, prices on just about everything from homes to food, they're going up. Is it a pandemic blip or a larger trend?
Menards is your plumbing headquarters. We carry everything you need for your bathroom from top brands including Magic Woods Elements. Check out our great selection of over 50 vanities to choose from. Magic Woods offers a combination of quality construction and styles ranging from traditional to contemporary that are sure to match your lifestyle. Best of all, Magic Woods Elements vanities are all 11% off right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
After 3 decades in business on Madison's west side, Capital Car Cleaners has opened up a second location on Madison's east side. To celebrate, we're offering all our customers $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. We detail all cars, pickups, SUVs, motorcycles, and full-size vans. Call today to set up an appointment at our new location on Lean Road or our classic location on Watts Road and get $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail.
Capital Car Cleaners, auto detailing at its best.
There's no telling what the next Wisconsin Lottery scratch game will bring. It's Hot Sevens, a sizzling new family of games with prices of $1, $2, $5, and $10. The bigger the ticket, the bigger the top prize, all the way up to $100,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, carefully knead dough. Step 2, artfully spread sauce. Step 3, add fresh mozzarella and assemble toppings. Step 4, realize we already did all that for you, so all you have to do is bake it. Right now, get a large Taco Grande pizza with onions, refried beans, black olives, and salsa. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
We have 2 pop-up vaccine clinics.
Come on down and get vaccinated today.
It is an important day for you parents out there.
I'll feel safer, yeah, knowing that I won't get sick.
We know that these are effective vaccines.
News 3 Now, your vaccine information headquarters. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Retail sales dropped last month after mounting a massive rebound in March. Today, the Census Bureau reported that sales fell 0.8% in April. That comes after they spiked 10.7% in March. That surge was fueled by a new round of stimulus checks from the federal government relief plan. Even as the economy stumbles back from the pandemic, Americans are suffering the effects on their wallets. Prices are higher for everything from food to cars. And if you are building or renovating a home, well, you already know about the skyrocketing cost of lumber. Michael George reports.
As shoppers return to their local grocery stores, they're noticing a big change.
This is unusually expensive.
Prices are rising at the fastest pace in more than a decade. And CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger says it's not just at the supermarket.
It is appliances, it is furniture, it is now airline prices, hotels, rental cars.
And gasoline. Prices were elevated even before the temporary shutdown of the nation's largest pipeline.
All this starts going on and it's like the toilet paper fiasco all over again.
Homeowners hoping to build or remodel have had some of the worst sticker shock of all.
Lumber prices have gone up by 400% from a year ago. Why? Because a year ago, sawmills said, we're in the middle of an ice-cold recession. Let's shut down the mills. They shut them down. What did they not expect? For people to say, I want to remodel my house. I need to build an extension.
A new survey shows 87% of Americans are concerned about rising expenses. The question now haunting economists is whether these price hikes are a pandemic blip or a sign of a long-term threat to the economy. That threat is inflation.
At the moment, it looks as though people fully expect this inflation to be temporary. Where temporary is when the economy more fully recovers.
Sustained inflation could force the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates, a move that could put the brakes on economic growth.
We are watching this. This is the most important thing on the economist's mind right now.
And a lesson that it's easier to freeze the economy than to defrost it. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
New tonight, Tesla is moving forward with the development of its autopilot self-driving vehicles. That's despite a recent high-profile deadly crash in Texas that involved a Tesla with a driverless system. This week, CEO Elon Musk announced on social media plans for upgrades and expanding of the company's driver assistance software. Musk said a new advanced version of the autopilot system would roll out in about a month. Airbnb is hoping people will travel this year. Yesterday, the home-sharing business says it lost more than $1 billion in its first quarter, but there is some good news. Their revenue topped the same period in 2019. The company is also very optimistic about the rollout of COVID-19 vaccines as they have billions in new bookings. And people are traveling more. The TSA says it screened 1.7 million travelers yesterday, and that's about 36,000 more people than the last record, which was set on Sunday. And a reminder for anyone planning a flight, CDC mask requirements are still in place, even for those fully vaccinated. And here's meteorologist Dana Fulton with your first warn forecast.
Right now, Charlotte, we do have some rain starting to build in. Again, on the backyard patio, it's dry, but those showers creeping in along the western edge of the state. That's all part of a bigger system that's bringing showers through much of the plains and the Midwest right now. Also, a few thunderstorms mixed in. Now, the thunderstorms still well off to the west, but we do have the chance to maybe see a few thunderstorms tomorrow. These severe thunderstorm watches, again, well off to the west. Nothing that we're concerned about building in for us overnight. In fact, our severe weather potential for tomorrow pretty low. Much of the rain for Madison will build in after midnight into early tomorrow morning. Showers and a few isolated thunderstorms possible for early Saturday into the early afternoon. And then after we get through that, mild temperatures build in for Sunday and for next week. Mostly cloudy skies overnight. Temps don't drop too much because we have that cloudy sky, just to the upper 40s for our overnight lows. We continue to see showers through the morning. No notice it's not a total washout. I think that as long as you have an umbrella on hand, or if you're a poncho or raincoat person, that might be good for early in the morning. Otherwise, the rain clears out pretty quickly, and heading into the afternoon, it looks like more of a dry stretch for us with just a slight chance for showers through Saturday evening. For Sunday morning, we still hold on to that cloud coverage, variably cloudy skies for Sunday. Some more clouds than sun. High temperatures on Sunday will be in the upper 60s, close to 70 for much of the area, likely reaching right at 70 degrees. So we start that trend of seeing some milder temperatures for the second half of the weekend. Overall rainfall totals will likely trend under a half of an inch. Right now we're at about a 3-inch deficit with our drought status, a moderate drought status stretching through southern Wisconsin, with abnormally dry stretching all the way north to parts of Eau Claire and even closer to parts of Green Bay right now. So it would be nice to pick up a little more rain for us, or at least a few days with some steady showers. It doesn't look like this event's going to bring a lot of rain, though, as we look towards the next 24 hours or so. In general, our milder temperature trend really kicks off on Sunday and carries us towards the end of the month. It really seems like it's going to be a mild end of May right now, where we'll hold on those temperatures trending above average. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Highs will be in the low 60s with shower and isolated thunderstorm chances for us, mainly in the morning. For the afternoon, it doesn't look like we'll have as much of a rain chance building in. A slight chance for Sunday and for Monday. Partly sunny skies expected for Monday and for Tuesday. Notice those temperatures in the 70s stretching through the middle of the week. And by the end of the week, we'll likely see the 80s. I know Charlotte's excited about that. Most people are excited to see a little bit of a warming trend for us, not just for the afternoon highs, but those overnight lows also climbing up quite a bit. By Friday and Saturday, we'll see lows in the 60s. With just a reminder, a week prior to that, where we're at right now, highs in the 60s. So we're definitely switching into quite a different direction for us heading into the end of next week and the following weekend.
I just need that natural vitamin D.
Yes, a little bit of sun mixed in for us. It starts to become more of a summery forecast for us by the end of May.
Love it. Dana, thank you. And just ahead in sports, the Brewers jumped out.
Now, First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Goldman Cars is breaking into spring with huge savings. You can get a 2018 Chevy Cruze starting at $11,995 or $195 per month.
That's right. You can buy a 2018 Chevy Cruze at $11,995 or $195 per month.
Don't miss out on these huge spring deals with over 500 vehicles in stock.
So just hurry in today and ask for my sister, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
Or my brother, Dealing Donovan Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. Download the Channel 3000 Firstborn app, sponsored by Group Health Cooperative, and be prepared for anything headed our way.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Managing type 2 diabetes? You're on it. You may think you're doing all you can to manage type 2 diabetes and heart disease, but could your medication do more to lower your heart risk? Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardiance.
We're committed to making Jardiance available and affordable. With our savings card, eligible patients pay as little as $10.
This is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest broth, the broth that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
We still obviously feel the same way. It's, we want him back in the worst way. I know he knows that. And, we'll continue to work at it each and every day.
LaFleur's talking about Aaron Rodgers and not Blake Bortles, but he does like this guy, too. The Packers officially signed the former Jaguars quarterback on Thursday to a one-year deal, and it needed to be done. With Rodgers probably not showing up to next week's OTAs and Tim Boyle gone, the only quarterback in the QB room is Jordan Love. So they needed an extra arm for camp, and adding in his experience, well, that's just a bonus.
His overall experience in this league, I mean, this is a guy that's started a lot of games and has had a lot of success. He led his team to the AFC Championship game, and I mean they were close to knocking off the Patriots in New England. So he's got a lot of experience, and that's something that you can never take for granted.
Well, Cole Van Lanen is living out his childhood dream. He's actually playing for his favorite team. Today was the first time the former Badger got to put on the G along with the rest of the Packer rookies. And being signed by his home team, well, that's something that's hard to put into words for the Bayport native, but it's something he knows makes his community proud.
Just want to be someone that this town can look up to, a hometown kid that's kind of made it, and I'm glad I can be that guy and represent the community well, and I'm going to continue doing that. And there's a lot of people, that I'm not even that close with that reached out, and that means a lot because, they're supporters too.
Brewers opening up their 3-game series with the Braves. No score in the second. Luis Urias chops soaring through the infield to put the Crew on the board. But then Atlanta would tie it in the third, and then in the fifth, the Braves would hit back-to-back jacks. This one's still going on in the ninth. The Brewers down 6-1. The final series for the Badger softball team, Wisconsin hosting Purdue. No score in the third. Megan Donahue rips one to left. That plates Peyton Bannon from second. UW goes up 1-0. They'd go on to win 5-0 the final. We're back after this.
Just poke that one out into left field.
Furnish your home in good taste with Pletz Furniture. Shop for new ideas from a large selection of quality name brands in stock and ready for delivery, including Lazy Boy, Sealy, and Amish-made furniture. Pletz Furniture in downtown Baraboo. Quality furniture at lowest prices.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
Have a great day.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
The auto show started with an idea. Honor the future of innovation while celebrating today with special auto show offers on select Ford vehicles. For generations, that's exactly what Ford has done and continues to do. Because when all is said and done, Auto Show is more than just an event. It's a step towards a better future. This auto show season, get $4,500 cash back on a 2020 Escape. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Maintenance fee, ATM fee. Can I hide in your Ford?
Sure, but the Fort fee is 10 cookies.
Need a place to hide from fees? With a BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you can get cash with nearly as many fee-free ATMs in the U.S. as the 3 largest banks combined, and no monthly maintenance fee.
Huh, did you hear that? No monthly maintenance fee.
Fort fees are subject to the governing bodies of the Fort.
She did not learn that from me.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. And right now, get a $200 bonus when you open a new BMO Harris Smart Advantage account.
Furnish your home in good taste with Pletz Furniture. Shop for new ideas from a large selection of quality name brands in stock and ready for delivery, including Lazy Boy, Sealy, and Amish-made furniture. Pletz Furniture in downtown Baraboo. Quality furniture at lowest prices.
Putting a stop to anti-Asian hate Sunday morning at 10:30.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
All right, 8 teams from Siberia competed today in grave digging speed competition. The participants had to dig a grave in the size of 200 by 80 by 60 centimeters as quickly as possible. The organizers of the competition then used a real coffin to measure the accuracy of the freshly dug grave, awarding extra points for precision. The event is aimed at raising the level of funeral workers and promotes interest in the profession among young people. The winning team managed to finish digging in 38 minutes and were awarded with 30,000 Russian rubles, which is about $450 US. All right, Dana, take it from there.
Well, so I initially saw the digging and I thought it was about gardening, and it was absolutely not about gardening for us. Thankfully, temperatures are improving for anyone like me who's trying to get tomatoes and cucumbers into the ground. We have some rain coming through tomorrow. Still a little cool outside for Saturday. Highs will be in the low 60s. We bounce up to the 70s for us for the start of next week. And by the end of next week into the following weekend, we get to see the 80s again. A little bit of a warm-up expected, Charlotte.
I've always loved the 80s. Do something good, everyone. Have a great weekend.